Welcome and thanks for listening to Four Things to Know, an open line podcast produced by the City of Auburn. Each week, we'll take a few minutes to walk you through events, street closures, and important dates you should know about as Auburn residents. This is the Public Affairs team coming to you from Auburn, Alabama. We are here once again to talk about a few things you should know coming up this week. We are going to start things a little differently this time, and by differently, I just mean we're starting with David. So David, go ahead and introduce yourself.
I'm David Dorton.
I'm Cynthia Williford Bean.
I'm Allison Blankenship.
And I am Nick Bowman. So we are once again going to start with David.
Okay. This week I'm going to go back and talk about something that we've done a press release on and an Open Line article on. And just in case, Open Line is our print newsletter that comes in your print water bill, or you can find it online at auburnalabama.org/openline. But we talked a little bit in the April issue about the city's roadway assessment, where the city, every so often, the city evaluates all 383 miles of city streets. And they look at road conditions, signage, striping, marking, basically, everything that helps make Auburn drivable, everything we need to have good roads in Auburn. And this process helps prioritize maintenance needs, from striping to crack sealing to repaving. And that priority list, it also helps departments coordinate the work that they do. For example, if there's road work going on in a certain area and our water department needs to work on the pipes under those roads, then those departments will get together and make sure that they only open up the road once to do that work. So it helps us be efficient. It helps us prioritize where the work needs to be done. And we have essentially annual contracts to work on that priority list and to work on keeping our roads, in good shape and well navigable. So in the past, these road evaluations were essentially done visually by our crews. It took a long time, but now we have a contractor who helped to help us do it with new technology, to do it quicker and more efficiently, to give us better data, to help us, again, prioritize these roads for our annual contracts, to take care of business of keeping our roads in shape.
And we do this annually? Is that what it was?
We don't do the evaluation annually,
Okay.
and I'm not 100% sure about this, but I think we have a 5-year plan for, this leads to a 5-year plan that we keep updated and keep working on as far as just keeping the roads in shape.
Cool.
We do have the annual resurfacing project every single year. So they're out there resurfacing roads every year, but this is just more
The
planning
assessment.
wise.
Yeah.
Okay.
And if you listen to the council meeting last week, they talked some about the difficulties that we're running into in this post-COVID supply chain problems world, with how many contractors are out there doing this kind of work, especially striping on roads, the kind of thermoplast, final striping on roads. So that's part of the challenge, but this roadway assessment will definitely help us do the best we can in maintaining roads.
And this is it's a citywide perspective in addition to the day-to-day work that our crews do. So like if you've got that pothole issue that's right in front of your neighborhood, or you've got some other kind of public works issue, you can always file a request through Fix-It. Is that right?
Yes.
So download the Fix-It app just to get that plug in there. Mm-hmm. So let's go ahead. Next item, off to Cynthia.
Awesome. So for the longest time, if you wanted to participate in any of our Parks and Rec programs, you've had to go up to the Harris Center and register in person. But starting on May 2nd, we're excited to announce that we're launching a new online registration system that allows you to register from home. So if you're not able to get out on your lunch break or during regular business hours, you can register for things like fitness classes, swim lessons, summer camps, any of the other great programs that Parks and Rec offers online. So we're really excited about that. They've done a soft launch with our Easter egg hunt registration this year. So in order to register, you're going to have to create an account, and you don't have to wait until program registration opens up on May 2nd. You can go ahead and create an account ahead of time at auburnalabama.org/parks, and then just click on the little register icon. And if you still would like to pay with cash or check, you can still do that in person at the Harris Center. And then starting later this summer, they're also going to add a piece to that same system where you can rent and reserve Parks and Rec facilities through that. So they're just trying to get into the modern age a little bit and make it more convenient for all of you to register for the awesome things going on.
Yeah, that'll be very convenient, because I know now if you want to rent like a room, if you have a meeting or something, you have to fill out several paper forms, I believe, and send them back and sign those and everything. So that'll be really nice. This week for me, I was just going to mention that applications are currently being accepted to fill a vacancy on the Greenspace Advisory Board. So if you've ever been interested in getting involved and serving on a board or commission, this is a good opportunity to apply, and we've got one vacancy to fill right now. The unexpired term will begin upon appointment and will end August 7th, 2023. If you want to know a little bit more about the Greenspace Advisory Board and you want to apply, you can do that at auburnalabama.org/boards. But essentially, this board promotes the beautification of Auburn. It advises the City Council on a number of things, including land acquisition for green space purposes, maintenance of streams and waterways, creation of new sidewalks, and a lot of other exciting things. They also recommend changes to the Green Space Greenway plan and any projects that are associated with the plan. So they do a lot of good stuff, and they meet every third Tuesday of every month at noon in the Harris Center. So check that out and apply if you're interested. The appointment will be made by the City Council on May 3rd at their regular meeting. And if you want to stay in the know about just any upcoming vacancies, we announce those several different ways. If you get open line if you get a paper water bill, you will get open line and they're announced in there. We announce everything through e-notifier. So if you are subscribed to that, you can find out about any vacancies. They're posted on our website and social media. And then the city manager also announces those live at city council meetings. So there are many ways to stay in the know.
And that city manager announcement, it's not the first announcement, but it's the official announcement. So you may see it in open line before the city manager mentions it at a meeting. But when the city manager announces it, the next day is when you'll see that application go live at auburnalabama.org/boards. So that rule of thumb is when you hear it at the council meeting, then you can apply the very next day.
It's go time.
Yeah.
Yeah. And those announcements for vacancies, they are done 4 weeks before the date of appointment. If it is the Planning Commission or Board of Education, they're announced 8 weeks before, because we need a little extra time, or the council needs extra time to do interviews for those boards and commissions. So, yeah, exciting stuff.
Sounds great. Last item this week is about a lane closure. So we have some work coming up, or I say we. There's some work coming up on Cox Road. It began on April 8th, but it will run through April 18th. It's near the new Buc-ee's development off of, like I said, Cox Road, right off the interstate there. The work is going to be going down on the north side of the interstate. So one lane will be shut from the north side off an on-ramp to West Veterans Boulevard. It's not a very long stretch of road, but it's just a pretty busy stretch of road right there by the interstate. So two-way traffic is going to be maintained, but just make sure that you're on the lookout for some work going on between 8 a.m. To 7 p.m. Again, started April 8th, but runs through the 18th. So hopefully they wrap that up on the 18th. You can use alternate routes if you're traveling through the area. Make sure that you're traveling safely, and then work may occur on Saturdays. Anybody got anything else?
I don't think so. I know last time we mentioned Cops on Top, and that's happening Friday.
Mm-hmm.
So
Good
everybody
reminder.
go and say hey, wave up to the cops on the roof.
From 8 a.m. to 8 p.m.
Yeah.
On Kroger.
Kroger,
Yes.
yes.
Yeah.
Sorry.
They might be up other places.
They're at the Kroger in Auburn and in Opelika.
Okay.
So the
you go.
Opelika Police Department will also be on the roof over there.
Yeah.
So you can stop by either one.
Sounds great. All right. Thanks, everybody, for listening. We'll be back next week. Thanks for listening to Four Things to Know, an open line podcast produced by the City of Auburn. If you're looking for more news, events, and dates to know about coming up in Auburn, visit news.auburnalabama.org. You can also check out our show notes for the links and URLs discussed in this episode.